I'm Katie. I'm a legal ops specialist at GWI, and I've been with the company for just over 4 years. And my role sits at the heart of how our legal team operates. And my role's kind of evolved significantly as we've introduced more tools, more automations. And a big part of that has been the growing role of AI. And at GWI, we're actively encouraged to explore how AI can make us smarter and more efficient at work. And we've been using Wordsmith for over 2 years now. And we initially started using the workspaces, which are now called repositories, and they helped us handle those common FAQs we used to get in Slack. And we also used it for contract reviews. And we're now kind of exploring how else we can use the platform to help us go a bit further. And I think skills and agents being the things that we're sort of looking to explore moving forward. And the skill that I wanted to talk about today that I've created, it's a skill that transfers markups to our T's and C's into a legal special conditions template. Okay, so the issue we were trying to solve was that we'd receive a client's markup to our terms, and then the team basically had to manually convert all of that into a special conditions template. So it was taking a lot of time and effort. So I wanted to sort of build something that could take the manual effort out of that. So I'm just, as I said, it is a long name, T's and C's markup to legal special conditions template. So you just put the command in, and then all you have to do is upload the markup to the terms and conditions. And okay, so that's loaded. And then you don't have to type anything. You can literally just press send. So what it's doing, it's reading the markup. The client may have left comments or it may not have left comments. And then what I've done is I've linked our legal special conditions request template in the skill itself. So I did try and look to use a blueprint, but because we use Google Docs, the formatting was kind of a bit off. I've linked it in there, and what it's doing is any change, it's adding a new row to the template in a table. So yeah, it will go through what it has changed so you can see separately. And here we've got our main terms and our platform terms. So what I've also asked it to do is if there's two sets of terms, it will mark it separately on each table as well. So I'll put the clause number, the issue, and the changes that the client has asked for. I did some extra logic around the comments. So if the client did leave a comment, the skill will pull that through into the issues column. If there isn't a comment, it will kind of just put a summary in that column of what the client's change is, so that you're also not left trying to sort of interpret the legal red line and put it in. I think it's quite good because you can kind of use this for any template. It doesn't have to be like a specific template like this. Okay, so in here, yeah, it's put the clause, the issue, and the change. And then it's also done it for the platform terms. So as you can see in here, it's put what clause it is, what the issue was, and the proposed changes. And then you can just download that document. And it has saved us a lot of time because I think going through, obviously all markups have different amounts of comments and stuff, but going through and kind of copying and pasting it all over was quite a manual job. And this also has stemmed me to then create another skill where clients still like the markup on the terms and conditions. So I've also done one where it will look at the terms and conditions themselves and then switch them into special conditions to add to our GWI order form as well. At GWI, we prefer having the special conditions rather than attaching client markups. And the reason for that, it's more about like visibility. So especially on renewals, when we're looking at a set of negotiated terms with loads of like markups appended, it's quite hard to see at a glance what changes were actually agreed without kind of going through the terms themselves. Another reason is that it saves us a lot of time by manually appending terms and conditions to our order form, and we can input these special conditions into our system so we can report on these changes. So if you think this skill would be beneficial to you, I would encourage you to look on the Wordsmith community page and you could personalize it to how you wanted it to work.